Hello and welcome to another episode of eScoot Talks. In this episode we are talking about Xiaomi electric scooter 4 Pro Plus. Now, repeating this all the time is going to be pretty funny, so I'm just saying it once and I'm not going to be repeating it. I'm just going to say this Xiaomi, we know which model we're talking about, so there is no need for repeating. So yeah, Xiaomi is releasing a new electric scooter this year. I was kind of thinking like, okay, after Xiaomi 4 Ultra, like what's coming next? Is it gonna maybe be a dual motor scooter or something? But like, I'll talk about that just towards end of the video again because I have one small secret to reveal regarding Xiaomi upcoming scooters. So first we're gonna go through scooter, what's new, then we're gonna check technical specifications, and then at the end I'm gonna give you my personal opinion. Is this a really good upgrade? Is it worth buying or not? So looking at the scooter, and I might look here because here is actually where I'm looking at pictures to try and remember what I want to say and to avoid forgetting sharing something with you. So actually I'm going to be showing pictures here somewhere. Actually, picture of the scooter should already be there. So first thing, when you look at the scooter, you're going to see that there is almost no exposed cables. So the only cable that's visible is a brake cable, and that's it. Data communication cable, motor cable, rest of the brake cable, except for that small part, everything goes through a body. And that's like honestly absolutely brilliant because I know for some cases where someone would try to steal someone's Xiaomi, they couldn't maybe cut a lock or whatever. I actually had a case like that where the scooter was locked with a kryptonite U-lock. The guys couldn't cut through the kryptonite U-lock with the angle grinder, and then they on purpose actually chopped off the motor cable just to kind of cause some damage because they were pissed off because they couldn't steal the scooter. Yeah, kryptonite did save a scooter, but unfortunately, because the cable was exposed, there was more damage. Okay, another thing that I can see there is indicators on the side. Absolutely brilliant, absolutely spot on. Finally, Xiaomi with indicators on it. Like Ninebot has those indicators on scooters now for quite a while. They introduced that in their models even last year. Xiaomi just took a little bit longer. Okay, another great feature is that it actually has auto headlights. That's also brilliant. Then it has tubeless run flat tires. So we were used to get usually tubeless tires with anti-puncture gel. These are run flat. Are they better or worse? Depends how you look at it. I would personally actually rather prefer tires with anti-puncture jelly, because run flat tires, someone can think, well, yeah, it says run flat. If I get a flat, I can still use a scooter. Yes, until you get to the place where you're gonna get the scooter fixed, not to ride on a flat for another, I don't know how long, because you're gonna absolutely destroy that tire. You can potentially burn your controller because that tire is gonna make more resistance, and your motor and controller are gonna heat up even more because they're going to be strangling more, and you can just cause more damage. So I would actually probably rather see just standard tubeless tires with anti-puncture jelly. Now, some other things that we can see even on this first picture is actually that the rear mudguard is much longer, and the mudguard supports are now much thicker, so I'm going to assume that they're not going to be breaking easily, maybe potentially not breaking at all. The only thing that I'm kind of a little bit curious how hard it's going to be to actually replace tires on a rear wheel, because this Xiaomi has a rear wheel drive, so the motor is in the back, the motor cable is in the back, and then you have this big mudguard with thick mudguard supports. Once I get my hands on one of them, then I'll know is it a nightmare or they managed to simplify it. So rear wheel drive means better torque, less chance of skidding when you're accelerating and losing a balance. But as I said, maybe a little bit of a more nightmare replacing tire. Now, will it be any easier on the front wheel to replace? Well, interestingly, okay, and you actually can see this on this first picture, but there's a drum brake built in a front wheel, and I've never seen a drum brake built in a way that there is no exposed cables. There's no cables visible. So that's also pretty interesting. Now, regarding a battery pack is also seems to be interesting. Of course, Xiaomi, it's standard with them to have a smart BMS, but the battery pack is designed with vertically orientated battery cells. Are there going to be 18650 or 21700s? We still don't know. They're probably going to be EVE cells that Xiaomi is using already for a while. Only their first series was LG cells, and then they moved to EVE cells that are actually doing absolutely brilliant job, and they're much cheaper than LG cells. So yeah, having that is another great thing, because if you decide, okay, listen, I want a bit bigger battery pack, there's always space in Xiaomi frames. Okay, the battery is never super tight in there. It's like, for example, the way you can see them in 09 or 010X, like the battery compartment and the battery is like, from edge to edge, no space at all. On Xiaomi, you always have a bit more space there, so yeah, if you want to get a custom built battery, a bit bigger for a bit more range, yeah, that's definitely perfect. Talking about the range, so this scooter is supposed to have now 60-kilometer range on a single charge. Of course, in real life, you're not going to be expecting that. Real life, you're probably going to get something like half of it. And that's the thing that I love about Xiaomi and their website. At the bottom of the page, you actually have all the details, how were all testing done, like regarding the max speed, regarding the incline, regarding the range. Talking about incline and a rear motor, that's actually now it's rated 350 watts, but the peak power is 960 watts, and the max incline is actually 20%. Another brilliant thing that this scooter supports now, and no other Xiaomi's before supported, was fast charging. And that's brilliant. So standard charging, 9 hours, fast charging, only 3 hours. That's absolutely great. Now, I did went through technical specifications, and I did came a bit of some disappointment, because it was like, okay, 9 hours charge, that has to be a big battery, it really has to be a big and massive battery. It's actually not. So the battery is 10.2 amp hours. Standard Xiaomi 1S had 7.8 amp hours, Xiaomi Pro had 12.4 amp hours, so this is kind of in between. And I was like, okay, why? Like, why you didn't put just Xiaomi Pro battery? That's even bigger. Well, no, they didn't, but the battery is 48 volt. It's 48 volt system instead of 36 volt system. And that's another great thing. Now, charging. There we come to the charging. Like, why does it take 9 hours to charge if it's only a 10 amp hour battery? Well, it takes 9 hours to charge because they downgraded the standard charger to 1.3 amp charger. So the fast charger is going to be something like 4 amp charger. I was thinking like, okay, why did they do that? But okay, we were kind of supposed to be sleeping 8 hours a day. So 9 hour charge, lower amp, so that battery is going to be charging with basically almost no heating. Of course, slower charging is extending the battery life. So with the smart BMS and everything, they were probably thinking like, okay, we're gonna do it that way so that it takes 9 hours to charge. So you get home, I don't know, from work or whatever, you put the scooter on the charge before you go to bed, and in the morning, it's gonna be almost full, or if it's not completely full because you managed to fully drain it, by the time you have your breakfast and head to work or whatever, it's gonna be fully charged. I still probably wouldn't be charging scooter overnight. Overall, even that with Xiaomi, I'm much more confident to do it. And with this 9 hour charging, yeah, I actually kind of like it. When it comes to scooter weight is 19.5 kilos, so that's just under 20 kilos. That might be another reason why they decide to go for 10.2 amp hour battery pack, because if they went for a bigger battery pack, of course scooter would break that 20 kilo limit. And in some countries, like in Irish new legalization, scooters over 20 kilos unfortunately going to be illegal. Why? I don't know, makes no sense to me. They never said, like, cars over 1 ton are illegal. They never put that restriction on cars or anything else, but yeah, for scooters they are bringing those, to me, questionable decisions, if I'll be honest. Now when it comes to display did change a little bit. We got, icons for indicators. Doesn't make too much sense to me, because you're holding a scooter, like this is your handlebar. You have indicators here that are much brighter than icons on your display. So of course you're going to see them, so you don't necessarily need those icons. But it has a tire pressure reminder icon that I actually really like. It has a temperature icon if a scooter is overheating. It has a small wrench. Usually Xiaomi scooters, when they have some kind of an error, they're going to start beeping, and that beeping is going to be actually an error code. That error code is going to show on the display, and that wrench is going to be also flashing or constant on. I don't remember anymore. One thing that I don't like about dashboard, I see that of course we still have that power button on the top, and that was the reason for loads and loads of water damages, because through that button water can get inside. Okay, there is a pretty simple fix for that. First of all, you can buy those upgraded silicone covers, but there's also a free fix for that, and that's just to put the sellotape. Everybody has a sellotape, just clear sellotape, packing tape, just chop off a little bit bigger piece, put it on, get a sharp blade, work your way around to look nice and tidy, and that's it. It's the cheapest possible fix to prevent getting water damage on your display. Oh yeah, I almost forgot to mention, so the taillight is now bigger and brighter. That's nice. The taillight is now below the place for the reg plate sticker. And I think that's kind of probably it. Now I'm just gonna go quickly through some technical specifications, and then I'll give you my final conclusion. Regarding all the sizes, picture is gonna be here, and on that picture you can see that actually, yeah, cables are running through the frame for the first time. I think this is definitely the first Xiaomi that has the cables all running through the frame. That thing is, as I already said, absolutely brilliant. Regarding technical specifications, I already went through almost everything. So the max speed 25 kilometers per hour, 960 watts peak power on the motor, 20% incline EABS on the rear wheel and the drum brake on the front wheel, 10-inch run flat tires, and maximum load of 120 kilos. All that seems okay, but when we look at the technical specifications, unfortunately I have a bit of a disappointment, and that means that still this Xiaomi, after these like 5-6 years since Xiaomi started making electric scooters, especially those budget ones, this one again still IPX5 water resistance rating, pretty low. At this stage I was honestly expecting that they're gonna go a little bit higher. So, conclusion, is the good deal or a bad deal? Well, since we still don't know the price of the scooter, it's hard to say. Because I would put this Xiaomi something in between 9bot Max G30, or 9bot Max, first version of 9bot Max, and 9bot Max G2. So it's a little bit better than 9bot Max because it has, indicators, and it has all the cables inside and this and that, a couple of things, but it still has a bit smaller battery, because I know that 9bot Max first gen can definitely do over 35 kilometers real range on a single charge in a maximum speed mode, where this Xiaomi, I hardly believe that it's going to do over 30 kilometers per hour. They both don't have any suspension. Now 9bot Max G2 has a suspension, has indicators, has all that. So it shouldn't be more expensive than 9bot Max G2. at least in Europe. Online, I know that the price is something around 700-800 euros, okay, for 9-bot Max G2, for 9-bot Max, well, 9-bot Max G30 first generation, 500-600 euros. So I would say if the price is going to be around 600 euros, yeah, it's worth it. If price is going to be higher than that, especially if it's going to be over 700 euros, then I don't think that I can honestly recommend that as a good scooter option to buy. So the best is gonna be to see. We'll wait till the scooter comes out. If I manage to get my hands on one of them, I'm gonna definitely make a video. And yeah, I think that's all. I think I did cover everything I needed to cover. I hope you liked the video. I hope you learned something, and I hope you maybe make a choice. Do you want to buy it or not? If you have any questions, leave them in the comments down below. Unfortunately, I don't think that I can answer anything too much because everything I know I already shared with you in this video, but I don't know, in a couple of months we might have more info. If you want to support my work, you can consider first of all subscribing and sharing my videos, but also on top of that you can buy some of the products from the affiliate links down below. All the products are products that I'm using myself and that are tested and checked that they're really good quality. If anything changes, I remove them. Or you can buy me a coffee. So yeah, that's all. Till next time, guys, please stay safe out there and respect other road users. Bye bye.